So today, we're going to talk about a crisis that's happening right under our noses in Australia's rivers and lakes. It's about the massive decline of freshwater turtles. But this is also a story about hope and how thousands of regular people with nothing more than a smartphone are actually starting to turn the tide.
It all kind of starts with this, a quote from a guy named Steve Shaw. He's a volunteer who's lived by a place called Bibra Lake for over 40 years, and he just remembers a time when turtles were everywhere. And his simple observation that you just don't see them anymore, well, that really gets to the heart of a problem that most of us would probably never even notice.
And the thing is, Steve's not alone. What he's seeing is just one little snapshot of a huge, silent crisis that these ancient creatures are facing all across the entire country.
I mean, the threats they're up against are just relentless. You've got turtles getting hit on roads when they're trying to nest. Their nests are being dug up and destroyed by invasive predators like the European red fox. Their homes are literally shrinking. And on top of all that, climate change is drying up the wetlands they need to survive. It's a tough gig being a turtle right now.
But, and this is the cool part, in the face of all these challenges, an absolutely amazing movement has started to bubble up. So let's take a look at the 1 Million Turtles program. It's this nationwide effort that's turning everyday people into, well, conservation heroes.
And at the heart of this whole thing is the citizen scientist. It's such a simple but powerful idea, right? It's all about empowering you, me, anyone, to collect really important data that professional scientists can then use to protect these vulnerable species.
And the response? It's been incredible. We're talking more than 3,000 people who've already signed up and started chipping in, all through a simple little app on their phones.
And look, these aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. This is real, tangible impact. Over 2,300 turtles have been physically moved out of harm's way. More than 1,600 nests have been protected from predators, and over 30,000 sightings have been logged. That creates this incredible, detailed map of turtle life that we've just never had before.
Okay, now, this is where the numbers get truly mind-blowing. See, when you save one adult female turtle, you're not just saving one life. Think about it. A single female can lay about 20 eggs a year. Over a 50-year breeding life, well, that one single rescue can lead to over 100,000 future turtles. That's how a small ripple becomes a giant wave of change.
So, let's pull back the curtain and look at the tool that's making all of this happen, the TurtleSat app. It's so much more than just a place to log sightings. It's actually a powerful engine for conservation.
Now, this might just look like a boring table, but this is a huge deal with a direct impact on policy. For a long time, a lot of turtle species were just listed as data deficient. That basically means we didn't know enough about them to properly protect them. But thanks to thousands of records from regular people using TurtleSat, species like the Mary River turtle have been officially upgraded to critically endangered. And that unlocks crucial funding and legal protection.
The app also has some seriously smart features built in, like the Turtle Nest Predictor. This thing is a game changer. It takes all those simple observations and turns them into a powerful predictive map.
So here's how it works. You find a nest, you log it. The app then takes that location and mashes it up with all this environmental data, like how close it is to water or how much tree cover is around. Then it crunches the numbers to predict nesting hotspots, dangerous road crossing zones, even areas where nests might get too hot. And all of that intelligence guides everything from where volunteers should focus on protecting nests to where we need to build safer roads.
Okay, so data's great, but the big question is, what happens with it all? Does it actually lead to anything? Well, this is where the story gets really exciting, because we can see how community-led information leads to real life-saving action.
And just look at this. This shows what happens when you simply make people aware. At 3 sites in New South Wales, researchers just put up some educational signs about turtles. The result? The number of sightings logged in TurtleSat went through the roof. A 400% jump at one reserve, over 600% at another, and then, look at this, an unbelievable 8,000% increase at Waka Waterworks. It just proves that when people know, they really do care.
Let's zoom in on a specific case. The data flowing into TurtleSat started showing a really clear and deadly pattern. Certain roads in Western Sydney were absolute death traps for turtles. So, armed with this evidence, which, remember, came from the community, the 1 Million Turtles team went and partnered with Transport for New South Wales. And together, they installed these simple but really effective barrier fences along those high-risk roads. They're designed to just gently guide turtles away from the traffic.
And the result? 0.
That's not a typo. Not a single turtle fatality was recorded at those trial sites after the fences went up. It's just the perfect example of how a few taps on your phone can directly lead to saving lives.
So all of this really builds up to the most important part of the whole story: how you, right now, can get involved and become part of the solution.
You know, groups like the Walliabup Wildlife Warriors in Perth are showing us exactly how it's done. You could become a turtle Uber driver like Steve Shaw, patrolling roads during nesting season to help turtles cross safely. You can push for change with your local council, put up signs in your area, and of course, the easiest thing to do is download the TurtleSat app and just start logging what you see.
And this isn't some abstract idea. The support network is totally real. If you're in the Perth area and you see a turtle that's in distress, you can literally call this number and get advice from Felicity, who's a dedicated volunteer right there on the ground.
And hey, if you're looking for maybe a more refreshing way to help out, check this out. Brew Mountains Brewery is actually hosting a Drink Beer Save Turtles event. For every drink sold, $1 goes directly to turtle conservation. How great is that? A fantastic, fun way to support the cause.
So you see, it all started with one person noticing something was gone, and it grew into a nationwide movement of thousands. This whole story just shows the incredible power of community action. The tools are here, the network is ready, and every single observation matters. So really, the only question left is, how will you join the story of the next million turtles?